reason I don't go threatening people online. And plus, you know, I'm in my fucking 40s. I think he might be late 40s, early 50s. Do I want to go, like, show up in court in my fucking 40s in front of a judge? So I see you were saying you were going to go kick somebody's ass online. Okay, making interstate threats, your bail is going to be set at $20,000. And I have to explain why I was doing this in my fucking 40s. Goddamn loser. But a piece of shit like you with no self-respect, or let alone self-control, you're a slave to your fucking disease-ridden brain. You can't help yourself. That's why you did what you did the first time and had to go to prison. That's why your slimy, opportunistic piece of shit ass ended up fucking taking advantage of those women the way you did. Because you're a predator. A pure fucking predator. You're somebody who cannot be trusted. And you're a fucking snake. A lot of people call you a fucking snake behind your back. You don't even know it. There's some people that are a little clueless and didn't catch on. There were people from the dark side. Remember when you used to come and dick suck on my fucking stage? Oh, hi, Pepe. Hi, wow, I really like your rooms, Pepe. You know, there's some people that manage content creators on here back when they were getting paid. Said, stay away from them. Stay away from them. And I was like, well, he's nice to me. I mean, no, I've heard the reputation. You know when I turned on you? Is when I remember you ended up wheezing your, not Million Marathon, Healthy Debates room. All of a sudden you got this platform. And you had an audience, you know, for the first time since I had known you. Then I see, like, how I could tell that, like, wow, this is all just about him having a sense of power and control. He constantly has to exert his dominance on stage, which is really weird. Generally, a man that's secure is not going to feel the need to, like, display his dominance, you know, on something like a goddamn voice audio app. But then it was just this self-aggrandizing, claptrap statements that you kept on fucking making in between everybody else. And I remember there's this guy, and he ended up pausing. Jay ended up pausing for, like, I don't know, good 2 or 3 seconds, and this guy, he started speaking. He's like, hey, am I done speaking here? And then, you know, this guy seemed like he's a little timid, and I said, yeah, you sounded like it. He said, what, you gonna check me on my stage, Pepe? I said, yeah. He's like, where's your stage, Pepe? Where's White America? You know, he's basically like trying to, like, rub it in my face. And this is the first time I ever got into it with him. Like, rub it in my face that somehow he's a big shot now because he got a mod on Healthy Debates. And then I was like, oh, okay. And at that time, it was right after October 7th. He was grifting off of the fucking Jewish clubhouse. He was saying, and explain to the Jewish community this, Jay. You said you were friends with Shlomi or Shlomo. I personally don't know him. And Jake. Now, Jake used to come into my rooms. I wouldn't call him a friend. In fact, I don't even really remember him. People were saying that, no, he was in your rooms. All right, I'll take your word for it. Okay, so you did not know them. But at the time, you were telling people they were your friends. What kind of sick, opportunistic piece of shit? And for you guys who don't know, Jake and Shlomo, they on October 7th, they were both working security at the Nova Music Festival. Jake ended up losing his life. He got killed by the terrorists that day. Shlomo, he ended up he's back on the app from what I've seen him, but he was held hostage for months and months, and he was rescued in Gaza. So this was like, you know, this is before he got rescued. They didn't know if he was dead or alive. Yeah, can you imagine, like lying and saying you were friends with these two people and you didn't even fucking know them? Like, that is so sick. I mean, this guy he has no fucking shame, which is typical for sociopaths. Shame and guilt are two emotions that is seldomly ever experienced by them. But I mean, this just shows you his fucking character. But a lot of you people are stupid enough. You guys will see that he's up here. He compliments you. He has all of this superficial flattery and charm. He's going to tell you you look beautiful. Oh, you're smart. Oh, I like hearing what he has to say. Yada yada. He does it to all of you. Then he's going to end up giving his quote unquote righteous take. Yeah, I think. I think we need to stand up against these people, and I'll tell you what. If there's ever anybody that you need to call, you call me. I'll be right there. I will be to your rescue. Like, he does that kind of shit. He's just trying to get validation, basically, that he's like, oh, yes, he's a honorable, heroic guy. But he's not. He's fucking pathetic. So, food for thought. But yeah, this guy's sick. And, his main thing that he would do, even 2 years ago and today, don't go in Pepe's rooms. Don't go in Pepe's rooms. First, he would threaten them, and saying, well, so with the Jewish side of Clubhouse, he'd say, and you know what, if I see you in Pepe's rooms, you don't even bother coming back in here. So he did it through, use of threats. Then, now it's just like, oh, he's going to dox you. Motherfuckers, show receipts. $1,000. Show receipts where I end up doxing somebody's address, phone number, relative, or giving somebody's real fucking name. You can't do it, chump. But I see that you were chomping at the bit when you saw that guy said he knew who I was because I lived nearby. Hey, take your back in. I'm going to call you right after this. Fucking piece of shit. And he talks about loyalty. Loyalty? What you lie to people, motherfucker. Part of being loyal is not lying. You stupid fuck. You're a liar. You lie to people. How are you a loyal or upstanding person when you went to prison for what the fuck you did, you piece of fucking shit? You're a goddamn lowlife. That is why that news article made national headlines. Because it was shocking. Because of how horrible it was. Only a depraved, disgusting, sociopathic individual like your fucking self would even who does that? And then you have the nerve to say, oh, well, I own my past. I stand on 10. No, you don't, you stupid motherfucker, because you tried to lie about it so many times. And the fact that you even hold your chin up high after you did that is fucking weird. Go tuck your tail and chain, you fucking little bitch. You know your life is fucking over after that. There's not a goddamn woman you can marry where their fucking family is going to, and of course no mentally sane woman would marry you. Nobody would attend the fucking wedding. And the other thing is your behavior. It hasn't stopped. The superficial charm, the fucking lying, the being a goddamn snake and using people, justifying your stupid shit you've done in the past, gaslighting people about it, fabricating what you actually did. You can't change. And I understand it's a lifelong illness. You're a piece of shit. Nobody's gonna like you. You're never gonna have lasting friends. People with your disorder never have lasting friends. You know you've never had stability in your fucking life. That's part of the course. Part of the course with your fucking with your mental illness. You want to call me mentally unstable? You stupid fat fuck. We all know what kind of monster you are, you piece of shit. You're pathetic. Fucking pathetic. And you actually have the nerve to come on here like you're some kind of good guy. Oh, yeah, I've changed. Oh, no, you haven't, motherfucker. Tell me this. Why did you create a model mayhem profile the year after or the year that you did get out of prison? Saying, oh, I'm looking for models for sex work. Why did you do that? Why did you go back to your old ways, Jay? Why'd you do it? You can't help yourself, can you? Why did women on here accuse you of fucking harassing them? Of trying to blackmail them? Of you, and why did you send the nude material to the other mods of Million Marathon, Jay? Why'd you do it? What makes you think that is normal? Fine, just once again, to show that we're not the same, where's the accusers for me? Why? We know that I would have been dragged to death if somebody would have came out. If there was a picture of my penis, everybody would have seen it. They would have been calling me like, oh, look at that little pink wiener. Fuck that white boy. Dude, Black Clubhouse would have a field day with it. Everybody would have a field day with it. And then the creepy text, if I sent some creepy text to some woman, dude, they would fucking drag me. But you do it. What about masculinity mindset, Jay? Why is it that you had a Clubhouse user that ended up having a business idea and you literally verbatim stole his idea and created a website? Why? And you're going to be a masculinity coach. Look at the fucking dump you live in. Look at that fucking dump you live in. I mean, I'm guessing you're on government assistance or you have some family help, but I mean, obviously not a lot of help because you live in a fucking dump. Masculinity? What the fuck is masculine about you, motherfucker? Do you protect? No. You're a predator. Do you provide? No, you can't even provide for your fucking self, you piece of shit. What's masculine about you? Nothing. You're like a little bitch online. You seek attention and validation for your narcissistic supply. This is all you have. You know this too, Jay. You're a nobody. Who the fuck? And you know this. How does that conversation go, Jay, when women are going to learn of your past? Of course, they'll end up seeing that you play games and that you're going to get caught in your lies. And, it generally, like people with your disorder, it generally isn't going to work out anyways. But how does it go, Jay? How do those conversations go? How do those conversations go when you have to explain, when you have to read those news articles and you have to explain why you did it? How do you spin that, Jay? What's your excuse? Because you have an excuse. What's your excuse? You don't have an excuse. The reality is this. Normal men, real men, men that are masculine, don't do shit like that. They don't. It's beyond them. Or I wouldn't say even beneath them. It's like they're just not wired that way. See, they don't slip up to fuck up and do shit like that because they don't even have the impulse to do that. They're not born like predators. But you know who are real men, Jay? The cops that slap those fucking cuffs on your fat, sorry ass, put you in the goddamn paddy wagon, and let you rot for several fucking years in the slammer. The judge that slammed the goddamn gavel and said, you're a fucking threat and a menace to society. You disgust me. You're going to the fucking big house. The guards that slammed the fucking iron gates door on you every fucking night to make sure that the rest of society was safe from a fucking predator like you. Those are men, Jay. They can hold a normal fucking job. They protect society. They're protectors. People call those cops that slap cuffs on you. People call them. Women call them. Help. I need help. Guess who comes? A man. A masculine man. He provides and protects. What do? You're the person they have to call and get a man to either put you down or lock up. You fucking cockroach. But I'd love to hear how you spin this. Are you going to say, no, nobody goes into Pepe's rooms anymore. Nobody. You can't go in there. He's going to dox you. Once again, if there's anybody here, $1,000. If you have a clip of me doxing somebody, giving their name, address, and I'm not talking about me passing along the news article about, Jay. I'm talking about like doxing people. giving their phone number, social security, place of work, any of that shit. Show it. These motherfuckers don't have it. But Jay wants you to believe, I'm the sicko. I'm the, what did he call me? Mentally unstable guy you have to look out for. Really? This pathological lying piece of shit who can't help himself? He's normal? The guy who just started up a new fucking LLC? It has to do with content creation. God, it sounds awfully similar. But I don't know. I mean, but the question does stand, Jay. Why did you rip off that idea of the other guy? Why did you lie and say you were the biggest pimp in Manhattan when you met him? You know, the brown guy that I'll just say Hispanic guy that served in the military and intelligence. Why did you tell him that, Jay? Why did you lie about what you did? You're not some fucking criminal mastermind. You can't even manage your own fucking life. You fucking loser. That's why you're living in that little fucking shithole trying to get your narcissistic supply. Is it the only time you feel normal is when you're getting to moderate a room and you get to, you know, feel like you're being heard. You get to feel like you're in control. You suck, dude. Like, you're a fucking failure at life. I mean, you ladies, just think about that. Every time you go on his stage and he says, wow, you're looking really good in your PTR. Oh, wow, honey, you look great. Think about who's telling you that. What do you think he told those fucking women that he scammed on Craigslist? Hey, beautiful, I want you to prove your loyalty to giving me a blowjob. Oh, don't worry, honey. I know, it's been a day. You've been like 25 guys so far, but you're doing great, honey. Keep on at it. That's the guy that you want to... That's the guy that's mentally stable? How do you not get the creepy crawlies just every time this motherfucker talks to you? And I'm straight up being honest. Like, if I was his age, living where he lived... And, you know, fuck going to prison. The fact that I knew I had it in me to do what he did. And that I did it. Bro, my life, I'm not living my life. I'm checking out. I would literally have the impulse. And I'm just saying, I'm not saying how he should feel. I'm just telling you how I would feel if I was him. Or if I had done something like that. Every time I had to look at my fucking face in the mirror and say, what are you going to be proud of today, bitch? What the fuck do you have to be proud of? You're a goddamn sociopath. You can't fucking change. You're parasitic. You're predatory. You know, you still try to fucking scam women, get naked photos of them. And after you did that, what you did to those women in New York, and that's not a little fuck up. You really go out of your way to do that. What is there to be proud of? What is there to move on from? Like, how do I look in the mirror and have even hope? I would be so disgusted. And you have to understand, sociopaths, and, you know, he obviously has a lot of narcissistic traits. They don't feel, you know, the disgust, the shame, the guilt that normal people feel, they don't feel it. Sorry, I got a phone call. But, yeah, I just, like, and I'll ask the guys in here. They can even answer that. Like, how, if knowing that's who you are, and that's like what's going to follow you the rest of your life, how would you ever wake up in the morning and be able to, like, I guess it's just, I wouldn't have the ability to forgive myself. I guess that's more or less, and just, it's just like, how do you look at something and say, hey, champ, you know, you have it rough today, but you can do better, bro. Just try hard today, man. Just keep your head up. I would not be able to do that. I would just say, like, you're a disgusting fucking monster. And, like, that is, like, I just know how, I'm that type of person. Like, I don't like hurting people. Now, I could tell that he was, he's, obviously not well in the head. He's clearly a fucking pathological liar, a predator. He uses people. He's a fucking snake. Now, I find him irritating, but, I for the most part, I kind of just bit my tongue. But, to see this guy come online today, and then he's just like trying to act like he's some kind of fucking savior. He's going to protect his friends. He's going to somehow, and of course he's lying, saying that I was doxing, his family, his address, his social security. I didn't do any of that. I used a fucking screenshot from YouTube, and I deliberately, blacked out over his name. Like, he's just so full of shit. But I don't know, guys. I mean, this is who you guys want to, some of you might want to listen to. But, I would just say, just think about everything. I told you guys. I mean, this guy's a sick fuck. I mean, he's a real, truly... I mean, let me ask anybody that did anything like what he did, who has and then continually fucking just lies, and he's a snake. I mean, like, he's always trying to weasel his way into other people's large platforms. That's all he does, and he always loses his welcome. And, I always looked at Jay as he's a self-correcting problem. People like him don't change. They're not capable of it. So he ends up wearing out his welcome everywhere he's at. And, eventually he'll just have to go elsewhere because he'll embarrass himself enough. And he basically, and that's another reason. I mean, he can't, what is a fucking miracle, and I have to give him credit for this. How does that motherfucker keep on, like, trucking along, dude? Like, how do you expose yourself and embarrass yourself so much and still, like, manage to, I don't know, think that you can still get your way in with people? Like, it is so, or that you can somehow still be respected or show your fucking face anymore. That's beyond me. And I'll give him credit. He has a lot of perseverance. But the reality is, though, that's right. He's a fucking sociopath. They have no shame. It's part of their fucking illness. People don't change. You think that when, speaking of self-correcting problems, he knew how to do what was necessary. You think when Jeffrey Epstein ended up, taking the right way out and hanging his worthless fucking body in a prison cell, I guess at least he knew when to call it quits. It's a shame. But, yeah, let's see if there's any other clips. There might have been some, but, I'm actually getting bored of talking about this asshole. But I think it's funny. I mean, so I can just, like, let's roll all of this shit off my tongue. Because, just observing this shit for so long, it's just like, he just gives you the goddamn ammo to use on him. I mean, this guy thinks he's a content creator too. That's funny. Who's gonna listen to him? First of all, this as soon as that motherfucker goes on, if he ever could like make it. See, I'm somebody who was very popular on Discord. Then I came here and I was like Clubhouse celebrity for a year or two, whatever. And then, but I had like the realization, like, oh, you know, you make really dark content and have like conversations about, you know, that are really politically incorrect and a lot of derogatory language. There's not really, you can't really monetize that. Like, what advertiser is going to touch that? None. And it's just like with this dipshit, who's gonna, once that surfaces what he did, and you have all of these people that are going to come out with accusations against him, he has no fucking future in social media or content creation. What is this fucking dummy doing? Is he actually a content creator, or is it more nefarious? You know, what he would do, how he lured these women in the past.
I'm sorry. That caught my ear. What do you mean nefarious? Like, what do you think he's... I'm sorry, what do you mean by... What is he doing something more nefarious? That kind of...
Well, when it came to you know, he used to have these like, okay, for example, when he did the Craigslist scam, he said he was a talent agency, and so he always used that as like his like little vessel to lure women in. But Howard, I want to talk to you for a second, if you could. I don't have any like thing bad to say to you. I'm not mad at you or anything. But I saw you in the room earlier, and I was just gonna say, wait, what happened to him? Did I accidentally kick him out? God damn it. Oh wait, no, Howard's here. Oh yeah, so that room earlier with Jay. So, long story short, so Roger ended up doing a YouTube podcast with another like prominent person on this app, and so a lot of us have known for years like about the video where he uses his real name. So I ended up like taking a screenshot of the video, and I blacked out his name and all that, and I put it as my profile picture. Now, that's all I did. Didn't say his name. Definitely did not say his address. I don't even know where he works. Did not say anything about that. I don't know who his family is either. Did not dox him. I've never, I think, I heard listening to replays, he said I had like, giving people social security numbers. No, I've never, I personally don't even know how to get those. So anyways, no, I did not dox anybody, but I did hear you say that like, which it could be true. I don't, I don't care, but I did hear you say that like, oh, you live near me, and I must have said something that, where it was easy to find who I was. But yeah, no, I didn't dox anybody, and I was not going to dox Roger. It was kind of like amazing hearing him act like a tough guy. He got all riled up. He's like, if you go after my friends, I'm going to take it in real life. No, he won't. His broke ass couldn't even afford to fucking come out to Arizona. His dumb ass is a stand your ground state. We have castle doctrine. Physically, I mean, I boxed for years. He's not going to... what the fuck he thinks he's going to do. It's just stupid. And he can't afford it. But, yeah, just a big faker. But I would love, this is just like, this wasn't really like a planned thing today. But, I did, it was kind of like relieving. And guys, I would say one thing I would take. Oh, and I guess, Howard, I guess one of the things I did notice in that room, and one of the replays, is that when he said you knew who I was, I did say hold on, D, check your messages. I want to talk to you right after this. he was obviously chomping at the